Hello there, welcome to today's class. My name is Fernanda in case we have not met yet, but if you've been practicing with me for a little bit, either here on the channel or in person in the Seattle area, welcome back to class. In today's flow, we're going to be moving in a mandala sequence, meaning that we're going to be traveling 360 degrees around the mat in order to help us tap a little bit more into our imagination. I was really mind blown when I learned just a few years ago that our bodies cannot differentiate imagination from reality, meaning that if you're able to imagine something so vividly in your beautiful brain, your body is going to believe that you actually lived that experience, and therefore it's true and accessible for you to achieve that at any moment again, because again, you've done it already, even if it's just in your mind. So if our imaginations are so powerful like this, in today's class, we're gonna, again, move into a whole, like a full body flow, but we're gonna also have a little bit of time at the end of class to find a meditation where we're gonna tap deeper into our future, into the things that we wanna invite for our life moving forward. So let's begin right here in any seated position that you wanna be, just taking a moment to connect with your breath first. So you can rest your hands onto your lap or onto your knee. Take a moment to elongate your spine just a little bit more. So feel your sitting bones grounding down into the earth at the same time that the crown of the head is lengthening up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Through the mouth, HA, exhale. And then seal your lips. Just begin to breathe in and out of your nose. Letting this breath mark the beginning of your practice. Letting it mark the beginning of you being fully present for everything that's going to happen here on the mat for the next couple of minutes that we'll be moving together. Beautiful. And then just blink your eyes open. Plant the soles of your feet down on the mat. Knees are bent. And your feet is spaced out as wide as your mat, okay? Hands are going to come behind you, also as wide as your mat, on the fingertips. And then you can start to move your knees side to side, a little windshield wiper to start. See if you can activate your toes, pointing all of them towards the sky as you drop the knees and the toes to the right and to the left. Noticing the sensations that you're feeling around the joints, so ankles, knees, hips, as well as your shoulders. And then just take one more breath, just like this as you move. Beautiful. And then pause in the center, coming to a tabletop position. Cross your legs, plant your hands at the top of the mat, readjust your body in this all fours. And then a few rounds of cats and cows in here with your toes tucked underneath you, okay? So here we go. Take an inhale, send your heart forward, gaze up, flick your tail up to the sky. With the next exhale, round your spine. So tuck your chin into your chest, push the floor away, tailbone now points down. Keep moving like this, letting your breath be the main guide. So you inhale and then you move, and then you exhale and then you move. Do 3 more like this. See if you can stretch the breath, letting it be a little bit longer than you would naturally breathe. And then once your third round is over, meeting in a downward facing dog. Send your hips all the way up to the sky. Spread really wide through the fingers. Send your gaze all the way back in between your legs. And feel free to paddle out your legs in here for a few rounds of breath. You can bend one knee at a time. Maybe just wiggle the hips side to side. Let yourself fully arrive. Final breath. And then coming to stillness in this downward facing dog. We'll begin right away with our creative flow. So take an inhale, reach your right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot through in between your hands, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Left knee comes down to the mat. Inhale to reach your arms up to the sky. Take a few breaths in here as you land into this shape. See if you can send your hips a little more forward, a little more down. Still find the good engagement on the core. So hug the navel in and up. Front ribs come into the body a little more. Final inhale. When you exhale, half splits. Hands are gonna come down to the mat. Straighten up your front leg, send your hips back. And think about in here really activating your right toes, pointing them straight up to the ceiling. And also see if you can find a good balance, like in between your right and left side hip. Usually when we come into this shape, there is a tendency for the right side hip goes a little more forward. You want to drag your right side hip a little more back. Final breath. And with the next inhale, easy twist. Plant your right foot down, rebend your right knee, left hand low, back knee up, right hand reach up to the sky. Feel the space around the chest as you feel the squeeze on the shoulder blades. Your left leg is super strong, almost as if you were in a plank pose. Take your last breath in here. Beautiful. We're going to land in a warrior two. So ground down your back heel, bring your torso up, spread your arms apart. Right hand forward, left arm back. Gazing towards your right hand fingertips. See if you can soften the shoulders. Full breath in. Full breath out. With the inhale, extend your front leg, make your feet parallel. Arms go up and overhead, palms come to touch. Take a full breath in. With the exhale, warrior two now to the back of your mat. So turn your left toes there, bend your left knee, gazing now towards the left hand fingertips. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. With the next breath in, easy twist. Right hand goes low, spike your back heel up, left arm reach up to the sky. Pulling both shoulders into the back side of your body. Take your final breath. Nice. And then drop your right knee gently down for a half splits. Both hands come down as you bring your hips back. Extend your left leg a little bit longer, but always a good idea to bend the knee just a little bit. Now it's the left side hip that you want to gently drag more backwards. Feel the sensation on the hamstrings. Final breath. With the next inhale, low lunge. Left foot plants down, rebend your left knee, arms reach all the way up to the sky. And again, you're trying to find, yes, space here through the right quad, but the core is super nice and engaged. So feel that strength in there, arms are reaching up. Final breath in. When you exhale, plant your hands down, step back for a downward facing dog. Once you get there, take a full round of breath. And then we're going to reach that same right leg all the way up to the sky for a three-legged dog. Take an inhale, go there. When you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. We're going to rise in a one-legged mountain pose. Left knee is going to pull into your chest, into your belly. Lift yourself up, arms reach up. You're balancing on the right foot for the next few poses that we're going to do in here. So find a really good focus on your eye gaze. Let the breath be nice and steady. Final inhale. When you exhale, warrior three, whatever you want to do with your arms for this warrior three, you can. Maybe they fly back like airplane. Maybe they're reaching forward in front of you. Maybe you have hands into the heart. Another option for a little bit more stability is to bring both of your hands onto your right thigh. But whatever option you choose, notice how both of your hips are squaring and pointing down towards the mat. You have your final breath. And this is going to become a half moon pose. So now the left hip is going to open all the way towards the side of your space. Right hand goes down to the mat, maybe even to your shin. Lift your left arm up to the sky and make sure that your left leg is super strong in here. So engage all the muscles on the leg, feel the squeeze of the glutes. Final three, final two, on one, warrior two. Plant your left foot down, land into your shape. Take a full breath in. Breath out. With the inhale, feet parallel, arms up, palms touch, and then exhale, warrior two to the front of your space. Take a full breath in and out. From here, inhale for half moon. Left hand flies forward. You float your right leg up. Play around with the balance. Let yourself wobble as much as you need to wobble in this moment. We're trying to let go of the idea of perfection. If we want to expand our mind, expand our possibilities, we got to be willing to try, to be silly, to be goofy, and to do things differently. Take one more breath. Beautiful. From here, warrior three, super big transition, but very subtle. So just your right side hip start to point down, down, down. Belly points down to the mat. Right toes point down to the mat. Again, your hands can be anywhere you want them to be. You're breathing for the final three, Final 2. One-legged mountain pose. Pull your right knee into your belly. Arms reach up to the sky. Find your balance. Feel the strength being built into your left leg. Last 3. Last 2. On 1. Plant your hands down. Take a big step back. Move through your vinyasa to downward facing dog. So inhale in your plank. Exhale to lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. With the breath out, downward facing dog. Good. Full round of breath in and out the nose. We're going to move in the same nice slower pace on our left side, and then we'll pick up the pace. So here we go. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your foot through, lower your right knee down, low lunge, Anjaneya. Inhale, arms to the sky. Few breaths in here. As you breathe, think about expanding your awareness of the breath. So you're not just breathing into the front of your body. You're trying to let the breath go to the side of the body and even the back of your body in here. Last inhale. With the exhale, hands down, find your half splits. Hinge your hips back. Extend your left leg. Flex your left toes. Point them up. Beautiful. Last breath. With the inhale, easy twist. Left foot plant down, right hand low, left arm up. Remember to bring your right knee up and away from the mat. Savor your last breath. And then meeting in a warrior 2. Ground your right heel down, torso comes up, arms are parallel with the mat. Full breath in. Breath out. Inhale, feet parallel, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Take a full breath in. And out. With the inhale, easy twist. Left hand low, spike your back heel, reach your right arm up. Readjust so you feel nice and steady with your foot, with your hand. Final inhale. When you exhale, half splits. Drop your knee down, right hand goes down as well. Hips go back, extend your right leg. Yeah, really good activation on your right toes. You're digging the right heel down on the mat. Pulling the right side hip back. And then with the next inhale, low lunge, Anjaneya. Rebend your right knee, hinge forward, arms reach up. And then plant your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Full round of breath. And then right away, inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot through, one-legged mountain pose. Right knee comes in and up. Arms reach up, find your balance. Really spread your bottom toes, your left toes nice and wide on the mat. Grip the mat with your toes. Final inhale. When you exhale, warrior 3. Extend your right leg back, arms and hands again anywhere you want them to be. But you're really trying to point your right toes to face down on the mat and not out to the side, not yet. Very soon we're going to half moon, and then the toes are going to point. Last 3, 2, 1. Half moon, here we go. Now right toes point to the side of the mat. Left hand goes low, right hand reach up. Getting really long and wide in all directions. Feeling the strength on the left leg. And then slowly land in a warrior 2. Ground your right foot down, bring your torso up, arms apart. Full breath in. Breath out. With the inhale, feet parallel, arms up, palms touch. And then warrior 2 to the front of your space. Bend your right knee and go there. Full breath in. Breath out. And with the next inhale, half moon. Fly your way forward. Readjust yourself in your space. Really flying that left leg up. Glutes are super strong. Core is strong. If you fall off the pose, you just come back to it. And then very slowly, we're going to find warrior 3. So now your left toes begin to point down to the mat, down to the mat, down to the mat. Close the hips, let them square. Hands can be anywhere. These are your last 3. Last 2. On 1, one-legged mountain pose. Pull the left knee into the belly, lift up, arms up. Lots of awareness on your eye gaze. Find the stability from the inside out. Last breath. Good. With the inhale, vinyasa. Hands down, big step back, find your plank, and move through your flow until we meet in a downward facing dog. Once you get in your downward dog, we're going to have 5 rounds of breath that you can choose. If you want to stay in down dog, if you want to come to a child's pose, maybe drink a little bit of water, anything you need. just give yourself a moment to settle, to reconnect with your breath, and to really start to tap into the power of your mind to move in different directions, back and forth, right and left, up and down, and to really stretch all the boundaries that we have put for ourselves in our own lives. We don't have to do things a certain way. The moment we choose to imagine something different for our lives, for our practice, we're then able to bring that into life. How powerful is that? So just notice how that lands for you. And then we're gonna move and same flow, but we're gonna find a little bit more fluidity in between the movements. So if you're not in downward facing dog, find your way there. And here we go to the right side. So take an inhale, reach your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Land the knee with the exhale. Use the breath in to reach the arms up. Exhale, plant your hands down, find your half splits, hinge your hips back. With the next inhale, easy twist. Left hand low, right arm up. Find a full breath in, come into a warrior two. Let yourself fully land with the breath out. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, feet parallel, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale for the easy twist, right hand low, left arm up. And then with the breath out, half splits, right knee down, hinge your hips back. Use the inhale for low lunge. Rebend your left knee, reach your arms up to the sky. And then plant your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Full inhale. And let go. Inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot through. With the breath in, rise one-legged mountain pose. Left knee comes into the belly. Let yourself get there. Come back to your stability at the best of your ability on this day. And then here we go to warrior three. Arms go wherever you want them to be. Extend your left leg back. The moment you tap your warrior three, right away you start to open in the half moon. Right hand goes low, left arm reach up to the sky. A little bend on the right knee can go long ways to help you find more stability. And then slowly we'll land in a warrior two. Left foot plants down, spread your arms apart, take a full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, feet parallel, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, warrior two to the left side. Bend your left knee. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, fly forward, half moon. Left hand low, right arm up. Find your balance. And then how slowly can you close into a warrior three? Right toes point down, down, down. Belly and chest point down. Last three. Last two. One-legged mountain pose. Lift and rise. Right knee comes into the belly and chest. Feel the full breath in, full breath out, and then vinyasa to downward facing dog. Step back, find your flow. If you want to add some push-ups or skip chaturanga, feel free to make it fully yours. But then meeting back in downward facing dog. Full breath in and out. Left side right away, here we go. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your foot through, lower the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, arms reach up. When you exhale, hands down, find your half splits. With the next inhale, easy twist, right hand down, left arm up. And then rise into your warrior two. Ground the heels, spread the arms apart. Take an inhale. Breathe out to let go. Inhale, feet parallel, arms up, palms touch. Warrior two to the back of your mat. Bend your right knee. Full breath in. Breath out. Inhale, easy twist. Left hand low, right arm up. Exhale for a half splits. Drop the knee, hinge your hips back. With the next inhale, low lunge. Rebend your right knee, reach both hands up. Plant your hands down, step back to your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to reach, left leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot through, and then rise right away, one-legged mountain pose. Pull your right knee into the belly, reach your arms up, and then right away, warrior three. Extend your right leg back, arms go wherever you want. Last 3, 2, 1, half moon. Left hand low, right hand up. Turn your right toes to face the side of your mat. Open your right side hip, and then slowly land. Warrior two. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feet parallel, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, warrior two to the front of your mat. Big inhale. Exhale. Fly forward, half moon. Right hand low, left arm up. Find your balance. And then slowly close down the left side hip, belly and chest point down. The moment you get into your warrior three, use the next inhale to rise. One-legged mountain pose. Left knee up, arms reach up. Last breath. And use the inhale to move to your vinyasa. Hands down, big step back, find your flow. We're meeting in a child's pose. For this child's pose, you can bring your knees really wide. Big toes come to touch. Forehead rest down on the mat. You can even drop the elbows down to make this feel more supportive. And just notice the pace, the cadence of your breath for a few rounds in here. Beautiful. Take your last breath. And then coming to a comfortable seated position where we're going to get ready to do our imagine meditation. So, it's very funny because when I learned again that our bodies cannot differentiate imagination from reality, I was like, holy shit, this is super cool. Because if literally all it takes for me to be able to create anything in my life is being able to stretch my imagination, that's great news, right? I can start imagining a whole new different reality for me, for my life, for this world at any moment that I choose to. And then have the ability to pull it back into real life and really put those things into action in my daily life. So that's what we're going to do in here together right now. You can rest your hands again onto your lap. Let the chest be nice and open, the spine nice and long. Eyes can be fully closed or just soften your gaze. But then, before we bring anything new into our minds, taking a moment to focus on the now, on what's going on with the breath. How do you feel in your body? Thinking about who you are in this moment in your life. What kind of life do you have? What kind of world you live in? And then just taking a moment to offer deep gratitude to all the people, the experiences, and the way life went to bring you right here to this moment. And then holding that deep gratitude into our hearts, moving forward into imagining. If you could choose a brand new version of yourself to be, what would it look like? How would you be different? In which areas of yourself you would like to expand into something bigger, more aligned, more coherent? And then stretching a little bit more, begin to think about your relationships, the communities that you are a part of. What would it be different? How would it be different? See if you can really try to bring, the details into your imagination. So not only thinking about broad situations, but really see if you can visualize the face of the people that you would be hanging out with, the places you would be hanging out at. And then stretching even a little bit beyond, what kind of world would you like to live in? How would people be treating each other, seeing each other, connecting with each other? just let yourself bathe into your imagination for a few more rounds of breath, and remember that whatever it is that it's coming to your mind in this moment, even if it's just like one thing that you can truly deeply feel in some level, that is already true. Otherwise, you would not even be able to have thought about it. So feel into the power of the practice you're doing right now. And then very gently let go of that. Take a deep breath in through the nose. HA through the mouth, exhale. Blink your eyes open if they were closed. Wow, what a journey. Wow, I need a minute too. Okay, let's come to lie down on our backs, everyone. Lie down onto your backs, and you can right away hug your knees into your belly. Give them a little squeeze, and then just find a gentle sway side to side in here. Nice. Pause right here into the center. Find a happy baby pose. Let the knees go wide to the side. Soles of your feet point up to the sky. You can walk your hands to the outer edges of your feet, or totally fine for you to remain with your hands right behind your legs. You can stay in stillness. You can keep swaying side to side like you were a little bit ago. Make sure that it feels good, whatever choice you're making. And take your last inhale. With the exhale, come into your Shavasana. Let the legs go long on the mat, arms go long as well. Palms are flipping up, facing the sky, and all the infinite possibilities that are there for you. I invite you to stay here in your Shavasana for at least 10 more breaths. So you give your body and your mind enough time to integrate this whole practice. And, I really hope that all beings everywhere be happy and free. And that we remember that we can and should help that happen by really being conscious about our thoughts, our words, and our actions in this world. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I'll see you on the next class. Namaste.